Suppose we want to add a new virtual interface, like a loopback. How can we do that? Our Ansible config file and inventory haven't changed, so let's finish up exploring the group variables from the previous clip. Let's scroll to the bottom to check out the infrastructure parameters. We have a dictionary named New Interfaces, which contains our Yang modeled data. Just like with static route management in Python, you should structure your data in the proper Yang format so that it is easier to consume in your playbook. In this case, we are specifying a new interface named loopback42518. Because both routers will get this loopback, I'm calling it an Anycast IP because maybe we are using it as a global tunnel termination point. You may not remember from the last module, but the name and type are both required parameters. Notice that they don't have question marks next to them in the screenshot. To keep things simple, I just copied the type from the JSON files we collected in the previous script. That's a simple technique for constructing Yang-based payloads without having to hand type everything. Then, we configure the IP-specific parameters, which were contained in the second Yang module named IETF-IP. The IPv4 container has a list of addresses, each of which has an IP address plus netmask or prefix length. Cisco IOS XE uses the netmask notation, so we can fill this in using simple strings. Now, let's check out the addInterfaces.yaml playbook to add this new interface to both routers. The play header is the same as last time, just with a different name. Notice that the issue I am referencing here documents a bug we are about to hit, and we'll take a look at it shortly. We use the RESTconf config module to the same URL we had from the getter playbook, except this time we will be issuing a post request. As such, we need to specify our HTTP body using the content key. We can pass in the value of our new interfaces dictionary, which wrapped our Yang structured data. We must use the toJSON filter to convert the internal Python objects to JSON format. Let's run the playbook and see what happens. The playbook fails with an HTTP 409 code, which is the same code we saw in the previous module when we tried to add the same static routes twice. The error message reports that the interfaces already exist, but we know that is false. This is an Ansible bug, so let's check out the issue I submitted. This is a detailed write-up, so I'm focusing on only a small section. We should have seen an HTTP 201 indicating changed, but got a 409 conflict instead. These two lines of code within Ansible are the culprit. Basically, the code automatically fails whenever a post request is specified when the top-level item already exists on the device. This is a bad assumption to make because the device does have some interfaces and we want to add to that list. Ansible is giving us a false negative. Here's the output we should receive. The reason I am showing you this is not to sling mud at the truly brilliant Ansible developers. I'm showing you because if you are following along, you'll need to modify the Ansible source code to get it working again. Let's go do that quickly. I've made a symbolic link in the local directory to give us easy access to the source code. The path to the actual code is long, but we need to modify the RESTconf config Python module. I'll jump down to the issue. Lines 171 and 172 are the lines we need to delete or comment out. If there truly is a conflict, let the router tell us that. We don't need Ansible playing gatekeeper for our API calls. Okay, I commented out those lines. Let's save and quit. Now, let's run the playbook again and see if our interfaces get properly added. That looks better. No more errors, and Ansible correctly reports a change. We can use our getInterfaces playbook to verify they were added successfully. Let's open both JSON files for a quick glance, ensuring our new interface was added. First, we are on the latest router. I'll search for the word Anycast to speed this up. Okay, that looks good. We have a new loopback interface with the proper description, IP address, and name. Let's check the stable router next. I'll quickly search for Anycast again. This looks correct as the interface exists over here too. Note that we could have used different interfaces on different devices using host-specific variables rather than group-specific variables, but that's not terribly relevant for this test. As a final check, let's try to run our Add Interfaces playbook once more. This time, it says object already exists, which is the expected result. This is a true 409 conflict response from the router. By the time most of you are watching this, I'm certain the Ansible bug will be fixed and you won't have to hand make these modifications. Just keep an eye on the issue I referenced in the playbook and in the README. In the next clip, let's remove these extra interfaces using restconf config again.